guys? My name is Brandon, and welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find the latest album reviews, you can find our band interviews, and you can find live video of concerts that we get. The next one that's coming up is ABR's 10-year Messengers tour. I hope to get really good video of that. We're going to try to get there early and get good video. But I'm super pumped for that. I'm actually stoked for all the bands. I have not seen Protest. I think that's the only band I have not seen, but I've been hearing great things from them, and I'm excited to see them. Of course, I'm excited to see ABR, and then hopefully we'll give you some show thoughts on, the whole concert in general. Obviously, you kind of have an idea of what to expect, but, I'll give it anyway. If you enjoy what I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. I just want to thank you guys for making the 2016 really amazing, and I can't wait for 2017. We got some really awesome stuff coming up, so thank you guys so much. But anyway, without further ado, tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about Dreamhouse's new record, Bloom. So this album, I actually just did an interview with them. I will try to post that in the eye up in the corner. Go check that out. These guys are amazing. But they approached me and asked me if I'd like to do an album review of their newest album, Bloom, that comes out this Friday. And I said, sure, let's do it. And once I got my hands on it, I was super pumped. And I just want to kind of break down each track. It's really just an EP, but I'm excited for new material from them. So we'll get into the first track, which is called Clever. It has a very pop punky sort of pop vibe to it. I got a strong correlation between them and Paramore. Her voice, Brianna, she's just got this very I would say very powerful voice, and it definitely is reminiscent of Hayley Williams of Paramore, especially just in this track in general. I felt like there was some very strong Paramore vibes to it. I just like the upbeatness of it. It's just got a really fast pop punk sort of feel to it, something that gets you excited for the record. I think it's a great track to start off with. It just really gets you hyped for the rest of the record. However, I feel like it's a good thing that it doesn't sound like the rest of the record. I'm glad that they kind of started off with a lighter track and then really got into it after that. So the second track is called Resurface. They've actually done videos for most of these except for the last two. Resurface acoustics, obviously just an acoustic version of it, and A Father to Me is just another track they just didn't do a video on. Who knows, they might do one in the future. But getting back to Resurface, I really enjoyed this one too. It's got more of a heavier rock sort of vibe to it, and I feel like it's got some more darker tones, and I feel like I would definitely say Resurface and The Current have more of a darker undertone to it. But getting back to Resurface, I really enjoyed this one. This was actually the first track that got me excited to actually hit them up and interview them and just listen to the rest of their stuff. But I really enjoyed this track a lot. Again, it's got this really gritty guitar tone. I think the guitars on this are really great. The drumming's amazing, and I like the bass. I feel like they all blend very well together, and it sounds excellent. But I would say this one is one of the stronger tracks off the record. I think they're all really strong. However, it just feels really, to me, a big con that I felt was that it just feels a little bit, I guess, shiny, if that makes sense. It seems like there's not left a lot of tracks on here, and then also they feel a lot more familiar considering that most of them have been released now at this point. So we'll move on to track number 3, which is The Current, and this is featuring Lucas Magar of Veil of Maya. This was actually the second track and just got me more hooked onto what they do. I would say this is by far the best track off the record. It really has these really sad undertones to it, and I think Lucas does an amazing job kind of accentuating the whole track. I get a really good kind of Tides of Man sort of vibe to it, especially no pun intended, Dreamhouse. That's one of my favorite records. So but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's got this, again, some dark undertones to it. It moves it's got a really kind of cool vibe to it. It's heavy at some parts, obviously, and then it kind of lets up. And I feel like this song accentuates Brianna's voice the best out of all of the tracks. It's just got this nice ebb and flow to it, and I really enjoyed The Current a lot. No pun intended again. I'm just making puns all over the place, but I really enjoyed this one. And we'll move on to track number 4, A Father to Me. This one's a little bit lighter. I think the two end tracks are a little bit lighter in terms of just overall, sonic sound. Um, but this beginning kind of remind me a lot of Paris's Holy, just in terms of like the drums and just how they opened it and stuff like that. However, I feel like after that drum kind of like intro stops, they really kind of take a different direction. Again, I feel like again in the same way that Clever is to the beginning of the album, I feel like this is a great way to kind of wrap up the rest of the record. It has this more lighter tones, and it's a good play off of the two middle tracks, Resurface and The Current, having some darker undertones, and then they kind of take it back a little bit and have more of a like mellow sort of like poppy sort of feel towards the end of the record. So I really enjoyed that one as well. But I would definitely say The Current is by far the best track on this record. And lastly, they did an acoustic version of Resurface. I always enjoy when bands do acoustic, renditions of tracks that they've done. I feel like it kind of has a different flavor to, the track that you know and love. But just having it in a different way. You can do different runs. You can, tune it differently, stuff like that. You can do it any which way, and I think it comes out differently every time. So, it was really cool to hear that, and it's cool to hear them just, bare bone. Well, I wouldn't say bare bones, but more stripped down than the typical track. And I feel like this one's another great one as well. I probably put this up with The Current as well, just in terms of favorite tracks. So that was pretty much the record. The record comes out this Friday, the 30th. So definitely go pick it up. They're doing a pre-order for it. I think it's like $4 for a physical. So if you do that, that would be great. Go support these guys. We had a great time interviewing them. They're also going on tour. Most of it's Midwest, I believe. Midwest and maybe West Coast. I didn't really double check that. If I can, I'll try to put a thing on the video. But yeah, basically they're gonna be touring that. Hopefully they'll be on the East Coast in 2017. I'd really like to see these guys. I think they are definitely for fans of Paramore, Paris, Tonight Alive, maybe a little bit of Tides of Man. Definitely not nearly as technical as Tides of Man, but still has that sort of flavor and essence of Tides of Man. So some pros and cons of this record. I feel like one big con for me is that it feels small, and maybe that's just because I have listened to a majority of these tracks before they released it. But to me, I feel like obviously it's an EP, so I can't expect too much. But that makes me excited for a full length to be released, whenever it comes out. But it shows a lot of potential and a lot of differences as opposed to other bands like I was been comparing them to, like Tonight Alive, Paramore, stuff like that. I still think they have something that makes them unique. I think if they carry that kind of dark sort of undertones to their tracks, I would really like to see that in the full length. And I feel like they really haven't fully expressed how they will sound and stuff like that in the future. So I'm excited to check out new stuff from them whenever it comes out. And some pros, I really just like the overall synergy of the band. I feel like this whole album really flows well together in terms of there are some lighter tracks, there are some like heavier tracks, more rock based tracks. So it's a nice mix between those two, and I think, for anybody who enjoys those bands that I mentioned earlier, I feel like this band is kind of right up your alley. So definitely go check out Dreamhouse. Thank you for letting me review it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on it. My overall rating for this, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's really solid material. I definitely think it's, good stuff. However, I just feel like it's really short, in my opinion. Obviously, it's just an EP. But to me, it just felt like they could have done a little bit more. I definitely enjoy the direction that they were going with Resurface and The Current. So maybe in the future, they'll go down that direction. But then again, I'm more of a heavy sort of band guy, so I like the heavier stuff like metalcore. So that's kind of right up my alley, and I really think this is a great album. So I definitely think you guys should go check it out if you haven't already. So if you enjoyed my review, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know if you've heard of this band, what your thoughts are on it, the tracks, if you've checked them out. Let me know what those are, what your thoughts are on those as well. And make sure to hit that like button. Go subscribe to Dreamhouse if you have not. Again, super stoked for these guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome tour. Hope to see you in 2017. And with that being said, my name is Brandon, and we hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking to you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.